Hey guys, this is Tablo. You miss me? Do you even remember who I am? Do you miss the Tablo podcast? Well, I'm back with some exciting news. No, the Tablo podcast isn't back yet, but my mindset is available right now at getmindset.com. Mindset is a premium audio collection of some of the most personal and intimate stories from my life. I've worked really hard on it, and it is honest, open, and raw. I share stories ranging from mental health, like my family, some controversies, and even some hidden secrets, some like deeply hidden secrets about my members, my Epic High members, that they do not want shared. All of this with the hope that these stories can be a resource for you, because life is really tough, but with the right mindset, you can get through anything. Also, a portion of proceeds from my mindset go to benefit No Kid Hungry, an organization that works to help end child hunger. So, you get great content and you also make a positive impact with me. My mindset is available right now at getmindset.com. That's GTMINDSET.com. You can even get a free episode of my mindset right now by going to getmindset.com. I'll see you guys there. Again, that's GTMINDSET.com.
On this week's Nonsensible podcast,
cry it all out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's great.
You get a computer to your doorstep by 7 a.m. tomorrow and he can shoot a jump shot.
Can it be fair? Is it supposed to be fair? Is anything supposed to be fair? You know, is anything fair? You know?
You just kind of let that text sit for a little while.
Yeah. You let it dwell for a few hours, don't you?
Oh, man.
This is Nonsensible.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Nonsensible with Dave.
Saul?
And Sam.
We are joined today with our special guest.
GSoul.
Coming back.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's back and better than ever. Like it.
Yeah, we can review what we went over last week. This guy is a bad man. He's lived a very cool life. Thanks for coming back.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure.
Did you have fun last week?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. We also just
So much fun.
learned about the difference in the center of gravity between men and women from Diane, and can't do that weird thing that Diane did.
You're not in touch with your feminine side.
Are you in touch with your feminine side?
What am I supposed to say to that? I don't know. I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, how do you come to that conclusion?
I
How do you
hate toxic masculinity.
Yeah. I hate hegemonic masculinity. What kind of masculinity do you hate?
Yeah, just all of it. God damn it. I don't know. We have. No, I was just gonna. We have so many. Like we grow up thinking that men have to be, you know, so tough, and you know, we have these things about, you know, men don't cry, and all these standards that we have for men to be super masculine. But it's kind of like being a father of two boys, and it's like, why did I grow up, and why was I told that boys aren't meant to cry?
Yeah.
It's like, it's bullshit. What's wrong with crying?
I cry all the time.
Me too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But even now, it's still like there are still adults out there that tell their kids, you shouldn't be crying. It's like I tell my kids, you know, there's certainly times where there's nothing wrong with crying. There are times where they do cry over small things that I don't necessarily agree with. But there are some times, and when they're hurt or when they're sad, it's like, cry it all out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's great.
Do you ever cry?
I actually haven't. Sometimes I want to, but
What about when you see
Never?
a really sad movie?
You never cry?
no, I haven't cried recently.
What about over a sad movie? Do you cry with sad
Yeah,
movies?
yeah, yeah. What was the last time I watched a movie and cried?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you not feel like there are some tears bottled up inside of you that you might need to get out onto that pillow?
Feel free to cry in the middle of this podcast if you'd like.
Have you never cried on a pillow in your Killing Me Down home?
No, I told you I just moved. Yeah.
Okay, so how long ago were you in the military?
Actually, like last year, a year and a half ago.
Oh, don't you hate this song?
I love the song.
What was that alarm for?
To sign a contract.
Really?
But I did it yesterday, yeah. It's like a contract with Sony Africa that I needed to sign, and I kept forgetting about it.
Sony Africa? What?
Yeah, I'm releasing a song in Africa.
Really?
That's awesome.
I've made it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, it's called Who Knows? Raheem Kemet featuring part-time cooks.
Wow.
Sorry about that. That was really rude. I didn't.
Well, you got your plug in.
Yeah, we got the plug in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
back-
crying, military.
Yeah. You're in the military recently. Now, I know that the time in the military can be emotional for a lot of people. Did you have an emotional period in the military at all? Obviously, it's a difficult 2 years.
It was challenging, but I actually had a lot of fun there. I got to meet really like smart people, funny people. I had fun.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't that hard physically?
It was hard, but that's how it's supposed to be. So,
I like that mentality.
Which regiment did you go to?
huh?
Were you Army, Navy, Air Force?
Army.
Army?
Yeah. Yukun.
You're good. Yeah, Army. Dave, tell us about the get up today.
All right, so Saul keeps complimenting me on my
Chain wallet.
chain wallet and blue jeans and my Converse and my t-shirt. I usually come to this studio dressed up in pretty much Nike sweatpants and a hoodie, right?
Kind of like a jock.
Yeah.
Fresh out of the gym.
Yeah, that kind of get up, and bought some jeans, some Converse, and a little chain. Is because I saw this hunk at Hapjeong Station.
A hottie?
A hottie. This dude was just smoking hot. And he had these like baggy loose jeans, some Converse, this chain. I was like, man, that's just screaming 2003 skater kid.
Was his name Wu?
That's what I was going to say.
No. And I was just like, no, Wu would never wear Converse or a chain. But I was just like, that's a cool looking style. I haven't seen that since I was in high school, middle school, high school, like Blink 182 kids,
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I want to try that. So I went on Coupang, ordered some jeans, some Converse, and some wallet chains. That's the end of my story.
You ordered a chain wallet off of Coupang?
Yeah. You can get everything on Coupang.
Yeah.
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 Even
Right.
chain wallets. That
That's-
would be
it-
one of the things I didn't think you could get on Coupang.
And that comes in a day. It's crazy. Like, it gives you it at like, they deliver it at like 5 a.m.
I was playing basketball in Hammington, and this guy was talking about how he just got back from the Super Bowl. This was like 2 years ago.
He just got back from the Super Bowl.
He went to the
He was
Super Bowl.
playing in it.
No, he was just viewing it. And I was like, that's crazy, man. This is an international traveling guy. And then like an hour later, some guy like made a layup, and my buddy came over and goes, you ever met a billionaire before? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, that guy is the owner of Coupang. So I play basketball with the owner of Coupang.
wow.
And he can hoop a little bit.
You can hoop a little bit. Nice.
Yeah. You get a computer to your doorstep by 7 a.m. tomorrow, and he can shoot a jump shot. Who's your favorite neo soul singer of all time?
Lauryn Hill, D'Angelo.
I was thinking you were going to say D'Angelo.
Yeah.
D'Angelo. We had this conversation a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and Dave did not know who D'Angelo was.
No, Dave knows D'Angelo.
I know who he is. Yeah. It was not me. It was,
It was Leonard.
Leonard. You didn't know.
Leonard Kim didn't know who D'Angelo was.
That's right. And somebody else did not know who D'Angelo was, and I was kind of taken back by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
D'Angelo's
he's coming out with a new album soon.
D'Angelo is
He's got
I
something
think I read
coming
some
soon.
article. Yeah,
really.
hope so. I hope it's true.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't made more music as an artist. That period, like he came out in the 90s, and what's been over 30 years? Like he's made 3 albums in like 30 years.
Or he's like, apparently Questlove will like hide.
But I
Like-
feel like he didn't have to. After those 2 albums were just so like iconic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, But you also have to
I know what you
think,
mean, but yeah.
as a fan of someone who's
Right.
made such great music, and you look at
Like
artists
Lauryn
these
Hill.
days, it's like
Mhm.
it's almost like every 2 years they drop an album. And I'm not saying that's great either, but it's kind of like, wow, someone's made music that is that great. It's kind of like, damn, I kind of wish they kind of made he'd made 2 more albums over that period of
Well,
time.
apparently, it's kind of difficult to get him into the studio. Like Questlove would like try to like build studios in like every room of his house, like little places that he could record, because he was always trying to get him in the studio and he didn't really feel like doing it or whatever. I mean, he's just like an eccentric artist, you know. And that's one of the ways that like what was the album, The Vanguard and the National?
Yeah.
That album, I forget what it's called, but it's really great. But that's sort of like one of the ways that it came about. It's people pushing him to release stuff.
I mean, Prince was kind of eccentric though.
He put out a ton of music.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Michael Jackson was incredibly eccentric and he put out a lot of music.
Sometimes you can't force yourself to do something if you don't feel it. Some people have to be at a certain atmosphere or environment or mood to be able to create something.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. And that's, I mean, it's really, I think from a fan standpoint, it's really, you see someone that is so talented and it's kind of, you appreciate it and you see how amazing they are, but it's also, it's kind of unfortunate because you see how that talent there and you almost feel that it's kind of somewhat going to waste.
I disagree with you 100%.
Really?
I think it's better to have, if an artist had 2 epic albums that changed people's lives, it's better than them having 2 great albums and then 16 albums that kind of tarnish their legacy.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. I agree with 16 albums, but I'm saying if they could have had maybe 5 as opposed to 3 over a 30-year period, you know, it could have been different.
What's your process like? Are you like a making music all the time kind of guy? Or are there periods in your life where you're making more than
I do. I mean, right, whenever I want to.
just whenever you feel like it, right?
Yeah.
You know, because there are a lot of people that treat music like a job and they go like, I'm going to go to the studio today or whatever. And then there are other people I feel like that just do like in the span of 2 months, what a lot of people would do over the course of a year because they just get crazy inspired at certain times.
I write a lot, but I don't really put out too often. I just want to put out what I really want to put out.
Yeah.
I guess it also depends with if you've got a label kind of pushing you as well. Like
That's a whole nother thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
like for you, what's the process of putting it together? Like, how many songs would you say you'd have in place at a time? Like, would you have right now that you'd be able to record?
Maybe over like 100 something, hundreds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You just write them.
Wow.
Yeah, just write them when you feel it.
Yeah, just random songs,
If you want to put it out, you put it out.
Yeah, some of them I finished and put out. Some of them, just
Mhm.
never got out.
Do you still produce a lot of your own stuff?
I write all my songs.
Most of it?
Yeah.
And make the beats and everything?
I don't make beats. I don't
Yeah.
produce, but
Just the songwriting and
Yeah.
melody ideas and stuff?
Yeah.
What producers are you working with right now?
I work with this girl named Jetty, Jihae. And I work with Mokyo. I work with Groovy Room. Just many people.
Dope.
Yeah.
You had a guy singing on your YouTube channel the other day that was great.
Greg.
Yeah. He's really dope.
Yeah, he was pretty dope.
Where did you meet this guy? That guy?
He hit me up.
Yeah?
He hit me up. I mean, I've had a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Greg's like well known in the industry.
Yeah, he's pretty well known, especially because of his voice.
And he also does a lot of vocal training. Like, and he does a lot of what's the word? A lot of what are those tracks? Guides.
Like ghostwriting?
Like he'll do guide tracks like before they actually get recorded.
Ah, yeah.
Like he'll do a lot of
Demo.
demo guides and whatnot
Reference.
for reference tracks and whatnot. Yeah.
Do you do a lot of writing for other artists too?
there was a point I wrote for a lot of artists, but now I'm just focusing on, working on my album.
So, when do you think it's going to come out?
Well, I have a single coming out on the 28th. The album, I don't know. Whenever, it's ready to come out, it's going to come out.
It's best that way. Do you miss performing and everything because of the...
Yeah, it's making me feel a little depressed, yeah.
I know.
I miss the stage so much.
Yeah.
Man,
What?
this pandemic, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
When was the last time you did a show?
The Voice, we got
Yeah.
to perform there, but like with crowd and everything, the Paris one was, I think, was the last one.
Last big
How
one.
long ago was that?
Like a year and a half ago, I think.
That sounds about right. It's right before this whole...
Like right before, yeah.
So yeah, like December. Like I remember I did a show in like December, I think. Yeah, right. That was like the last week that anyone was doing concerts here, at least.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone yesterday, and she was a comedian, and was just saying right now, the people that are really struggling the most are musicians, just because there are no stages to perform. People that are performing on stages and in festivals because of COVID, Corona, they're all shut down. If people that are still performing on television and film, those productions are still going ahead. Maybe not at the same level as what they were, but performances with audiences are done right now. So yeah, for people like yourselves, it's just really difficult right now.
Did you tour a lot?
I did actually when I came out the army, like did a lot of festivals and went to Europe with J Park and PH1 and did a lot of shows and
So that's tough financially then, right? To like not be able to perform?
Thankfully I'm good
Yeah.
now. Thank God. I mean, I'm
But I mean, for people who the majority of their money comes from touring and stuff, that's what I always think about.
yeah. But I'm thankful.
Yeah. But just people that like in America who like all of their money comes from touring and they've like become accustomed to like living this like lavish life and they have a bunch of house payments and stuff to make. I wonder what they're doing.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
They bought during the dip.
Yeah. You gotta have a little investment on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it's not Bitcoin,
Maybe I should look into
not
it.
Bitcoin, it's something else. Whenever you make money, my advice, even with tax as well, I tell this to everyone. Whenever you make money, put at least 20% of everything you earn into another bank account and don't even touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when tax time comes, that's where you get, at least your taxes are going to come out of there, but at least 20%, if not more. Because you got to think about putting money aside and for saving money and whatnot. You've always got to think about it. Rainy day, you can't, making money and spending it all, worst thing you can ever do.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner you start, the better. Because nobody expected COVID and Corona to come, and nobody saw this coming.
That's
And
true.
there are a lot of people out there that were enjoying the finer things in life and making money and making good money, and people out there, people that were expecting to continue to make this good money, and they're like, well, go out and I'll go and buy this Bentley or I'll go and buy this whatever. And, I've got this festival this week and, 6 months down the track, I'll be doing these festivals again. And all of a sudden, 12 months down the track, I've still got no festivals. I've still got to pay off that Bentley.
That's
You
real.
know, It doesn't look so good anymore. And I've still got to pay off my house. I've got to pay off everything else. And if they haven't put that money aside and they didn't have any investments or anything else, money in the bank starts leaking. It's tough. It's really tough.
Are there good like Roth IRA kind of like retirement accounts in Korea for families and stuff with like really good interest rates?
Interest rates everywhere right now are in the toilet.
Yeah.
But
But just in Korea, like, is there the same kind of like retirement plans that like you don't have to like pay tax on when you end up retiring and a good way to like invest? What do Korean people invest in?
property.
Property?
Yeah.
But not everyone can do that, right? Isn't it like you have to make a hell of money to buy property?
Right now, yeah. I mean, investing. Investing is not my forte. Just saving money is my forte. Trying not to spend it.
Do you invest?
No.
It's like a shoebox.
Not even. I mean, I don't.
Just leave it in the bank.
Yeah, just I live a simple life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try not to spend it all.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Dave, how you feeling?
This is a bummer. That's what I'm saying. Jesus Christ almighty.
Talking about retirement plans?
Yeah, tired about retirement plans, interest, investing, keeping your money.
Yeah.
This is some adult.
I got kids. I
Yeah.
have to be an adult.
I understand.
I have to be an adult.
I understand. I understand. I cannot relate, but I understand.
Before I had kids, I didn't have to be an adult. Or as soon as you get kids, it's like,
yeah,
oh
man,
shit,
I can imagine.
things change overnight. It's like, yeah,
I can imagine.
it's like boom.
So you said you went to university in the States too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go?
Brooklyn College.
Brooklyn College? Cool. Were you doing music while you were in school as well?
No, I studied psychology and fine arts.
Oh, cool.
What was your major in fine arts?
Drawing.
Drawing.
You still draw?
I haven't actually. Yeah.
Old passion.
Yeah.
Old passion.
Now, we were talking about the single that you've got coming out. Now, what was the title called again?
Oh, Can Love Be Fair?
Can Love Be Fair? What are your thoughts on the topic?
It's an open question. I don't know. Can it be fair? Is it supposed to be fair? Is anything supposed to be fair? Is anything fair? So it could be about romantic relationship. It could be about friendship. It could be about working relationships. I just wanted to use the word fair.
Mm-hmm.
And the first verse is about, this person who's constantly giving and giving and giving. And the second verse is, the other person who's kind of
Taking.
yeah, and telling the other person why you constantly just giving away.
That is, I think that's something most people have probably dealt with to some extent. Maybe not in a, like you said, in different relationships. I've had it in a relationship with a friend where, I had to call a friend. I'd be calling that friend up all the time saying, let's go out, let's go out, let's go out. And after a while, it was like, this never calls me back. He's never calling me up and saying, let's go out.
Bro, I was busy.
No. And I'm like, this son of a... I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to call him up anymore.
I hate when that happens too.
Yeah,
I hate when I put all the effort into our
Yeah.
friendship and they don't.
It's like
reciprocate it.
it's like a two-way street. It's like, you know what? Nah.
I'm petty though. I'll unfollow them on Instagram.
This was in the days before Instagram. This was in the
Oh,
day
wow.
before mobile phones. It was like calling up on the home phone, and it's like, yeah, nah.
I hate when that happens though.
Relationships are difficult though, and I think unless when you get into relationships, people tend to bottle up their emotions at times and don't get open, and we tend to get fickle at times.
Yeah.
I think you need to just lay your cards on the table and kind of be open about it, and be less concerned about offending the other person. Because if you're in a relationship, you have to be open, and those lines of communication have to be open, even if you know that they could be offended by it. You have to be willing to say, look, this is how I feel.
Not everyone's good at that though.
No.
I've been very honest, brutally honest with a friend before, and they have not taken it the way I intended them to take it. Some people are not very good at taking criticism.
Most people aren't.
Most people aren't, and it sucks. But sometimes you have to tread lightly when it comes to certain people.
Yeah. And I guess that's the way relationships work. Sometimes you have to gauge that as well. You have to kind of some people you can be very blunt with.
Yeah.
Some people you have to kind of be a little bit soft, have a bit of a softer touch with. But you can't just kind of ignore it completely just because that person can't take criticism. You can't just
I
say,
say it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
going to
say
talk to them about it at all.
I'm upfront. Yeah.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Saul knows that.
Yeah. I'm very upfront. What
He's
about
up
you?
front.
Do you have are you more of an upfront person when it comes to friends, or do you just kind of let it slide and just not really bring it up when it comes to a disagreement or a
I like to address things like
to address things?
yeah. So we don't,
Yeah.
have to carry.
Better
on.
to address things, I
Yeah.
think. And if they can't take it, then maybe they're not a real friend.
Yeah. If I think most people, it's very easy to get offended, but if you are a true friend, you can generally come back from something like that. It may take a day or a week. Some people may not immediately be able to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
You may need a couple of days to kind of reference how you're going to deal with it and kind of compute in your head. Okay, that was a long message on Cacao. Now, how am I going to reply to that?
Long messages on Cacao. Nightmare.
Oh, yes.
When you get that see all,
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness. Those ones.
what's at the bottom of that yellow box?
Shit.
Yeah. It becomes a white box. It comes back.
Yeah,
They're the ones like, oh, do I press seal or not?
yeah.
And you put off pressing seal for a while, don't
You
you?
can see the first sentence like, I didn't want to bring this up, but you're like, oh God.
Ah,
You just kind of let that text sit for a little while.
yeah. You let it dwell for a few hours, don't you?
Oh man. Awkward text.
Man, they're the
What
worst.
about when you see that awkward text and then you get a phone call? You're like, oh God, should I pick it up or not?
Because you haven't pressed seal and the phone call comes first and you're like, do I take the phone call or do I ignore the phone call and read the text first?
I hate how uncomfortable I am receiving phone calls now. I used to be the guy who used to be like, let's call each other. It's better. I still do that with some friends. Like we talk on the phone sometimes. But usually when somebody calls me, I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, did I do something wrong? Am I about to get yelled? Why are they calling? Why didn't they just text me?
Are you a phone person or more of a texting person? GSoul.
I would have to say neither. I don't know. I mean,
You don't like to do-
I don't like texting.
Zero
I don't like
communication.
talking on the phone. I just,
So FaceTime's not your thing either?
oh, that's like the worst.
Oh, really? Really?
So I can imagine you're not big on this whole
Clubhouse?
Clubhouse thing, huh?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Instagram?
I
I
think
think it's a little too crazy.
Clubhouse is so cringy. I cannot stand it.
You don't like it?
Okay, you know why I don't like it? So I got on Clubhouse and I saw this whole thing. It was like, YouTubers explain the algorithm and influencers will explain how to become a big influencer and blah, blah, blah. And I clicked it. It was just a bunch of people just throwing diarrhea out about algorithms and stuff. And it was just so much. There's so many people who think they're professionals in a field and there's just hundreds of people taking this advice when
See this, and this is what I was talking about before. It's in a stage right now where it's a bottleneck of people that it just seems like it's very early on this platform, and it's people right now striving to get as many followers as possible.
no.
Like it's like this new platform, so it's like the next Instagram, and everyone's like, I need to get all these new followers. So it's like everyone's trying to stroke their ego, and it's like they're trying to pump.
You're on it, right?
Yeah. Sam
So,
invited
you're on
me
it too, right? All right. So who nominated each of one of you?
I
Because it
nominated.
shows who
I
nominated.
nominated Saul.
You nominated. So yours says nominated by Sam Hammington.
Yeah.
Who nominated you?
I downloaded the app, and I don't even know who it was who nominated.
Someone
me.
just nominated you.
Yeah.
Sam nominated you. Who nominated you?
Marshall?
Marshall. Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Marshall. We've had Marshall on the show.
Yeah.
Who nominated you?
Mine says nominated by Swings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And his face is just in my profile, just right there. Nominated by Swings.
that's good.
Nice.
I mean, it's funny. Yeah. It's interesting.
So he sent you an invitation?
Like 5 seconds after I downloaded it. And I think that's
No, see what it was. You
that's a smart-
download it, and I think it's someone like authenticates
yeah, he authenticated
when you
me, yeah.
download
And
it.
it asks you if you want to give it access to your contacts.
Yeah,
But I think it's smart because it kind of puts their name on a lot of people's profiles.
yeah.
And it kind of shows that they're on the platform as well. I think it's
Yeah.
a smart move to get around on Clubhouse. I've literally never talked on Clubhouse. I just listened to it the first few days try to establish if this is something I'd like to do. And no, it's not something I'd like to do.
I think long term it could be interesting. I think at the moment it's still very early days. It seems like, for me, it seems like talkback radio kind of, and it kind of lets people communicate, and kind of it gives people it gives people a niche to kind of communicate with. But
have you tried press record on it?
Huh?
Have you tried to press record thing? So I slide down my...
I don't think it lets you, does it?
No, I did. And I clicked record just because somebody was just babbling about the worst nonsense in the world. I was like, what a tool. I clicked record and it was like, if you record this, you could get banned. I'm like, oh, sorry. And yeah.
Oh, wow.
But even if you did record it, Korean phones don't allow you to record. They don't allow you to record audio.
They were being so offensive.
Really?
They were saying the worst things I've ever heard in my life, like horrible things. And I was just like, this is not okay. But you can't record it, yeah.
Obviously, the moderators weren't doing their job properly.
Well, no, but they weren't saying anything like that could be taken as, I guess, it depends on who's listening. Yeah, so it depends on your opinion on certain things. Anyways, who's that guy on the icon of Clubhouse?
I don't know.
Who is that guy?
Talk about hunks.
Right? Who is that guy?
That's a jawline for days.
Diane, do you do Clubhouse? Thank you. I love you.
Yeah, what don't you like about the idea?
I don't like people talking to me. I don't like listening to people. I don't want.
You don't like people talking to you. You don't like listening to people, so you don't like podcasts.
Oh no, this is a nightmare. I'm just kidding.
This is the worst job I've ever had.
But basically, because like this is my job.
Yeah.
So why would you do it for other people? Yeah.
And I don't care about what they have to
Same. Thank you. Oh my
I feel
God.
you.
I
Diane's the
imagine
GOAT. You heard it here first, folks.
I imagine that if it was like a scientist or a philosopher that I was really interested in listening
Yes.
to, then it could be a really cool show, you know?
And
if you really felt like, hey, I have something to contribute here, I can. But if I'm just listening to a bunch of people shit out a bunch of nonsense,
Oh my God.
and at the same time I feel like this kind of pressure to participate in it, that just sounds like an anxiety attack.
Influencers. I hate that word, influencers.
And that's what I think. I think at the moment it's still in such an infancy stage that you haven't really. For me, there aren't people on there that I really want to listen to talk to about anything of any interest.
Marshall loves it though. Marshall loves it. Marshall's always on it. He's like, Dave, get on. I'm like, no, dude.
Really?
Yeah, he's always on it. Marshall loves it. He's
How do you know?
Because literally his whole Instagram is Clubhouse. And when you click on the icon, he's always in a room.
Ah.
He's always in a room. Because you can see what your friends who are in a room too.
But the thing that's getting why is everyone posting on Instagram about them being on Clubhouse?
I did it. I regret it. So cringe.
It's like, hey, I'm on Clubhouse. Check me out on Clubhouse. It's like
because Instagram,
begging for followers.
No, it's not.
Well, come on,
dude. Everyone
Come
does that
on.
for everything. I've done. What's the difference between doing that? Like, yo, I have a YouTube subscribe. Yo, I have Twitch subscribe. It's no difference. Come on, Sam.
That's kind of different.
Why is it different?
Well, that's
It's a
kind of
platform.
cross promotion. But yeah,
Well, so is YouTube. So is Dive Studios.
Did you post your Clubhouse profile on your
you don't
Instagram?
like
Yeah.
Yeah, we all did it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't post a profile, but I posted like, somebody tagged me. So,
Yeah.
I almost did it.
yeah.
Especially because I, had
think
Sam on it.
as long as it's entertaining to people and, people,
Yeah, it's a good-
I think it makes sense. People are lonely, everybody's home. So people want to talk to somebody, I guess,
That's a good point.
It's perfect for right now for people that are
Yeah.
stuck in quarantine and like
Makes sense.
for some of the countries that are in lockdown. Like it's a perfect application for that.
Well, now I feel like a.
I didn't even think about that. That probably is going. It's because he studied psychology.
I see some.
Right?
I see a group of friends who like have these huge chat rooms. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. But I'm talking about like professionals in the industry giving you advice on
Well,
how
it's
you
the
should be living
time
your life.
we're living in, I guess,
Yeah,
I decided to accept it.
yeah. I guess so. I guess you're right. Maybe I should change my mindset. Sorry.
I was listening to an Australian Clubhouse room today, and some of the people were in my hometown of Melbourne, and they're getting out of lockdown today, and that's one of the, like a lot of them were talking about it today. Oh, we're getting out of lockdown. We're getting out of lockdown. So that was kind of, for me, it was like, yeah, if you're stuck in lockdown, this would kind of be the thing that a lot of people would be doing, because if you're in lockdown, watching TV would get boring pretty bloody quickly. You're watching the same day after day. But at least on this, you'd be getting, be able to talk to people that, if you can't have people over to your house and you're talking to your friends on the phone, talking to new people that you've never talked to before and having different conversations could at least be interesting and fresh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, LeBron
Who would you
James.
listen to if you knew they were on Clubhouse? So
I don't know. Eckhart Tolle.
Who?
Eckhart Tolle, the philosophy guy, the spiritual teacher.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So you'd be down for some spiritual talk.
Yeah, I like things like that. Yeah.
I actually just started following Joe Budden.
He's a talker.
that's
He can
what-
talk too, right?
But he,
I don't know if he's done any rooms yet, but it'll be interesting to see if he pops up anywhere. I'd be interested to see if someone like Kevin Hart pops up there.
But don't you think that room would just be so filled with people that
But
You
what
can
it is,
allow who joins in the conversation
But what-
as a moderator.
generally what you have is you have one person, like on the way here, I was listening to Swings. The Swings had a room where he was the moderator and he'd bring one person up to ask a question.
Mhm, and then take them out.
And
Oh,
then,
that's cool.
And then generally what you do is you mute that person after they've asked a question and then he'd answer it. And then you drop them down and bring someone else up. And that's it's almost like having a talk show.
it's like
or
a
having
Zoom
an
meeting
interview.
for hipsters.
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
Yeah, Swings is killing it on it. He's
Yeah.
He's one of the people who made it really popular in Korea. He's killing it.
And it's
He's
so
smart.
you're seeing a lot of that happening in the moment. There's like interviews where you'll have, one moderator ask, have someone on and just do like a question, and you have an audience there who'll just, someone will jump up and ask a question. Other times you'll have like, it'll just be a round table. That's when it becomes a bit of a show because, a million people are asking questions.
Talking over.
You guys want to get a room? I mean, make a room?
What?
I've been waiting to make that joke for a minute.
I bet you have. I bet
So
you
you guys want to get a room?
Shit.
No, could we do our podcast live on Clubhouse?
Well, that would kind of defeat the purpose of people wanting to listen to the podcast, wouldn't it?
right.
If you want as little people to listen to this as possible.
But I mean, if Clubhouse continues to be like a big social
you
network,
never know.
so-
Yeah. You never
Well,
know.
what you could do is you could have like a club. You could probably have a room that was kind of like a dive affiliated thing, and you could kind of have, the three of us have a room where we, I don't know,
just get a bunch of the dive people.
yeah,
Everybody
got on and had a chat, but you'd have to do the podcast separately because if you put the podcast on there, then why would people listen to the?
Well, you
But
can't
no, I'm saying
leave.
we play it for them live here, and it's like if you follow Dive Studios on Clubhouse, then you get the episode live. Everyone else has to wait.
I wouldn't. We have to edit it though out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just it wouldn't be okay. I'd be way too self-conscious if we did it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. What about talking about maybe music like
Yeah,
writing?
I mean-
writing.
Yeah. I don't know. It just looks doesn't look too organized to me. So it's a little confusing.
Mhm.
So if I learn how to use it, maybe I'll, use it more often. I don't know if maybe.
I want to meditate with you, bro.
Okay, let's do it.
I really want to know. I really want to learn how to do it. I try to do it, and I think the main thing is trying to be in the moment and completely clear your mind. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's like the proper right way. It's just
What works for you?
Just whatever works for you. Just zone out and separate yourself from your thoughts and things like that.
I'm the opposite. That would stress me out. I'm not very. I need to always be doing something. I have to.
That's the point, though. People like you need to do it the most. You have to like break through to that other side where you're like okay with all of those thoughts, and then you know what I mean. You have to dive deep into the darkness and come back out on the other side, right? Me too. Like there are lots of things I just brush to the side mentally that are probably eating away at me a little bit inside, and I think that's what meditation's for, right? Getting in touch with those bad thoughts, not good
What
thoughts.
are you looking at, Sam?
How do you get to sleep at night?
I don't.
You just like
It's when my body shuts down automatically.
You just like until you pass out.
Yeah, I usually don't remember how I fall asleep. I'll just get to a point where I'm so exhausted and I'll just fall asleep. But the messed up thing is I'll wake up very few hours later. Like I went to bed at 6:30, 7 a.m. today. And I just automatically woke up at 12.
That cannot be healthy.
It's not healthy. Absolutely, it's not healthy. But it's not like something I can't control it. I'm not doing it out of desire. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to be exhausted all day today.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that's the whole. Like maybe you need something like this in your life to be able to kind of say, I need to kind of relax and just get myself to kind of in a place where I can say, now it's time to relax and maybe get myself to sleep and
maybe
give you that kind of, because a friend of a family friend of ours, she just kind of works herself into a state where she just kind of passes out at the end of the night. Every night is like that. She's just a workaholic.
Would you say you're a workaholic? Or
workaholic? I like to work. I like to stay working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, is it you work, and you work until right before you go to sleep and you wake up and work? Or
would you say you work to live or live to work?
Wow, that's a question. Right now, I would say I live to work. That's how I feel.
I respect that, yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up today, GSoul has just released a single with Ben, very lovely artist.
Congrats,
if you'd like to
Thank you.
remind our listeners of that single one more time.
It's called Can Love Be Fair?
Mm-hmm.
It's with this female artist named Ben. So it's a beautiful ballad song. Hope you guys are loving it.
I can't wait to hear.
So you can check that out on all the streaming platforms?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Go and check it out.
Is there a video that accompanies it?
Yeah.
Right on.
Y'all gonna be on the YouTube? That means it's something proper.
The YouTube? Anything else you'd like to shout out?
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone who's going through this time. You know, it's a crazy time right now.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay up, y'all. We gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And check out my new single, Can Love Be Fair?
Yeah.
And yeah, shout out to Dive Studio.
It damn sure can't be fair if it's with a turtle. Am I right?
Right.
Especially if that turtle runs off on you.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, folks.
Turtle love is not reciprocal.
At
Don't
all.
forget that.
Don't forget, you can check us out on Instagram at The Dive Studios. You can check out this podcast in its entirety on YouTube at The Dive Studios. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify. You can also listen to it on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. We appreciate the 5-star ones. And we shall see you all again next week. Bye, guys.
Peace,
Bye,
y'all.
guys.
Oh, did you like that? There's plenty more where that came from. Subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Turn on notifications so you don't miss any more content.